Welcome to another edition of High Note. We're coming to you from the First Baptist Church here on Constitution Road, and we are in the midst of the rehearsals for the biggest event on the gospel music calendar in Barbados, and we're talking about Gospel Fest 2013, which starts on May the 18th. With me, I have two of the men who are the heartbeat of Gospel Fest. A man on my left who has given his heart and soul and what I call his I do to this festival, Adrian Agard, and on my right is Lester Welch, the musical director of this massive mass choir. Adrian, let's start with you and let's look first of all at Gospel Fest, where we have come from over the years. How will you describe the past number of years of Gospel Fest to where we are now?
Well, it's 21 years, Emmanuel, and as you know from the very beginning, I think you were there covering events way before the festival started, and you can imagine what the interaction was like back in 1993 when we got started. Remember, we were effectively a North American television show recorded in Barbados. What we have now is really a multi-dimensional festival, not just focused in one locale, but one that brings a reflection of music from across the world. This year, for instance, we got one of the main acts out of Ghana. People from Canada have come, the UK have come and are coming again. And so the festival, in terms of expression, if you experience what goes on at Farley Hill National Park for Courts One Awesome Day, for instance, is a whole milieu of the expressions of the region, out of the United States, out of Jamaica, right here in Barbados. It's a whole mix of international and regional and local expression together. So the festival has really expanded a lot from back in 1993.
Tell us what we can expect, what Barbadians and if visitors would like to attend Gospel Fest, what can they expect this year?
Well, one of the really top writers in gospel music and artists, in Nicole C. Mullen, for instance, will headline Lime Ultimate Gospel at the Garfield Sobel Gymnasium. The evening before that, we got one of our brand new, relatively new events in the Capita Financial Services Laughter and Jazz with comedian Small Fire and Dave Brown out of Canada. And we're introducing an exciting saxophonist from right here in Barbados, Ramoro Graves. I talked to you about him some time ago, and we hope to really focus a lot on this young man. We think he has a lot to offer. And of course, at the Lime Ultimate Gospel, people get a chance to hear again the Barbados Gospel Fest Mass Choir under the direction of Lester Welch, who is the artistic director also for the festival. This choir has been the heartbeat of the festival, a tremendous resource of the festival for these years. It's the one group that I can say has endured with the festival. Within the choir, you have some persons who are like at pension level age. There are persons who are still at school. So we have a good mix of old and young and not so young and not so old, but a really great group, and we're excited about working with this choir every year. Then at the final event, Courts One Awesome Day, we get a chance to hear that young man we're talking about out of Ghana, Ato Boefo. An old stalwart like Junior Tucker is back. At the gymnasium, I should mention that our good friend from St. Vincent, Bridget Blucher, will be back again also. And if I can switch back to Courts One Awesome Day, we got Mali Music, there's Canton Jones, and another set of young acts from Barbados in Nisha Woods, John Yard, and a few good men. So the lineup is exciting, and we're really looking forward to a really powerful time again this year.
Okay, let's turn to Lester Welch, and we will talk about the music, what we can expect from the choir this year. This choir has become an institution in Barbados, particularly for Gospel Fest, and this man has been taking the choir big places. Lester, tell us about the preparations for the mass choir for Gospel Fest.
As usual, we've started rehearsal for the festival. We're doing Thursdays of rehearsal. This year we want to do all types of genres of gospel music. So we'll be doing some hymns, we'll be doing some whole hymnals as well. And the choir is very, very excited. I'm pleased to have with me this year Robert Carter, who's been a tremendous help to the choir. The choir is now going almost 100 strong again. And this year they're very excited about what we're going to be doing for the festival. We're doing all genres of music.
How are actually rehearsals going?
Well, rehearsals went pretty good actually. We just started, we have never stopped. We've been going from the beginning of the year. We had a couple of engagements going on. We just did hold this season and that was very successful. People have been calling about the choir. So we have continued rehearsal since the beginning of the year. We've been doing some training as well. So the rehearsals are going pretty good. They're just coming down to crunch time, so we'll be doing like 2 or 3 times a week rehearsal, but very exciting time coming up.
What is it keeps this choir together, motivated? I mean, it's a massive choir. What is it keeps this choir motivated?
I think you should ask Adrian that question. Nevertheless, we come from different backgrounds, but I think the choir is more like a family now. They look forward to the time being spent together, not only singing, but interacting with each other, sharing testimony, sharing about the goodness of God. I think that's what keeps them going. Look forward for the time where they come together on Tuesday and just share as a family.
And what keeps you going in front of the choir?
I think it's the grace of God. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I really love the choir. I love being with the choir. I love what I do. And whatever I do for the glory of God. And I think that's what keeps me going.
Adrian, let's go back to Adrian now. Last year you started launched the Joseph Niles lecture series.
Legacy
Are we going to have that again?
Definitely. We thought that we needed another look. We thought we needed Professor Colin Best to take another look and a deeper look at this icon and how he might be able to influence some of how people in the current era might learn from some of the things that he experienced. And he was awesome last year in terms of the things that he brought to the table. One never thought, just even talking about the lecture, that you could get that depth of knowledge. And it's about time that people brought some measure of intellectual discourse to what was happening with gospel. I think also with the Joseph Niles Legacy Lecture Series. And the other step that goes beyond also is a point where we will be launching a fund to support this man's efforts and support him in this time and help assist his wife in that whole care and so forth. But also we see this as important markers along the way. Very often in our existence we can just allow things to drift into the past, like an icon like that. But we want to put down this as an important marker. You would note that when the children of Israel crossed the Jordan, God spoke to them about these 12 stones that they were to gather. There was significance in that there was a marker that people can look back and benefit from what God had done. When we have people in our midst like a Joseph Niles who have been so powerful, we can't just let it just drift into oblivion without marking his existence, his contribution to the development of gospel, and putting down markers that people can look back at. Some of the young artists can be instructed by in terms of the way that they take their ministry forward. So this lecture series is important to us. We are happy to have Scotiabank on board where the fund will be set up, because we didn't have one before, so we were a little reluctant to announce a fund and promote a bank who wasn't supporting the festival. So now that we have a bank on board, and that bank is Scotiabank, we want you to know, we will be able to announce that account number very soon. And actually during that evening of that series, of that presentation, the second presentation of the Joseph Niles Legacy Lecture. And I should also mention, as far as the development of artists are concerned, that Signia has come on board with a very significant input this year. They're interested in the development of the artists and have worked with us to come up with the Signia Financial Services Artist Development Workshop, which will be at the same Tom Adams Financial Center at the Grand Salle, and that's the morning of the 25th. So we want people to also be familiar with that and be aware that that's coming up.
Where and when the Legacy Lecture Series?
That is on the Thursday evening, and I don't probably the schedule will tell you the date, like for 23rd, and that's at the Grand Salle of the Tom Adams Financial Center.
At this point in time, the mass choir is rehearsing. So we're going to put them on the spot and listen to one of the songs which will be presented at this year's Gospel Fest at Calvary, Leicester, at Calvary and the Mass Choir.
Barbados Gospel Fest, Mass Choir.
Worship the Lord, exalt His name, for He is worthy, for He is worthy, for He
as the dynamic Barbados Gospel Fest Mass Choir at Calvary. I tell you, if that is what we are going to see and hear at Gospel Fest this year, well, we're in for big things. We're back with Lester Welch. Adrian had to go, so we're going to wrap up with Lester and be talking some more about the Mass Choir and what other songs can we expect that would be of inspiration to the patrons.
We haven't decided on all the songs, but there are two others we're going to be working on this evening. We're going to be working on one called Sing Praises to the King, which is has a Caribbean feel. And then there's an African one which I want to teach the choir called Come As You Are. But the other ones have to be decided.
Okay, how difficult or easy it is to keep this choir going? You know, how easy or difficult?
It is not very difficult. I think the choir loves the fact that we can come together and share, and I think that makes it quite easy. Coming together on evenings is more like a time of fellowship. So I'm not working with people who are not interested, who doesn't love the Lord, who doesn't love what they're doing. So coming together is easy, just share the word, encourage each other. It's very, very easy actually.
What happens outside of Gospel Fest at the choir?
We've started doing some events last year. We had made a decision to do some other events, and we started with a Christmas, we sang at Christmas in Independence Square. Then we did Older Seasons. We also did the Barbados Music Awards, did we? Yeah, and just today we got some calls from a group in England who wants us to do a wedding. They don't even know this yet, but we got an invitation to do a wedding from our stunt at the Older Seasons. They were very impressed, and they're planning their wedding. They want the choir to be part of that.
You mean they're inviting you to the US?
No, the event is going to be in Barbados,
Okay.
and they want us to be a part of the celebrations in Barbados.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, Lester, thank you very much.
It has been my pleasure, sir.
Thank you so much. That was Lester Welch, the artistic and musical director of the Barbados Gospel Fest Mass Choir. And this has been another edition of High Note, right here from the First Baptist Church on Constitution Road. I am Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today. See you next time.